Hey guys, this is a 6-month review of the Winnerwell Nomad size medium stove. As you can see, it is currently June. We are baking some bread here. It's a rainy week. We are currently in the Nordic Legend. This is a 4-season tent here. They made it for ice fishing and hunting. You guys can see the setup right here. There's like this reflective coating on it here, and does have a stove jack. I'm just kind of hanging out in here right now. See the stove jack. It's reinforced steel and silicone. It's currently raining here again. And you guys can see there's 6 windows. And this thing does leak. So if you're using it for like a hot tenon, you got to keep these things up, and then the rain will just run down the hub there. But handles wind pretty good. Stays very warm. I've used this in the winter time for camping, hot tenon. It works out really well. It does have these 2 vents here. They are screened. They roll up like so. But yeah, I just got some outdoor furniture in here. We use this in the summer, generally just for hanging out, having coffee, making some tea. You can see it's pretty warm in here. This is the pipe oven. In case you guys haven't seen these before, the pipe oven basically sits on these 2 fittings here on the pipe. You can put it anywhere you want. I generally just put it above the flue pipe. And open this up. No smoke goes through there. It actually goes up the pipe and it runs around like this and then up through before exiting. So your food doesn't get smoky or anything like that, but it's big enough to put in the medium pipe oven. It's big enough to put 2 slices of like Elio's pizza in, like the whole slab. So 2 slabs, like 3 pieces. Or you can put a little tray of brownies in there. Sometimes they make cookies in it. This thing works out pretty good though. Right now it's currently about 80 degrees in here. And it does have a removable coke plate if you want direct heating. Like if you're using the cast iron stove. Or yeah, cast iron pan, excuse me. You can do that. No smoke comes out. You can see some flame around the edges there, but no smoke goes out of it. There's these racks built onto it. They're like pretty heavy duty. They don't come off. And the legs don't come off. They just fold up. Yeah, for a medium-sized stove, this thing's about 24 inches long. Winnerwell makes this. And if you have a pipe oven, you leave that door open, it'll get considerably warmer in here because the heat has to gets trapped around in this and stuff moves around. So it's more surface area, so it gets a lot warmer in here. And it does have a nice viewing glass window here, the temperature gauge. So when this is closed, you can actually see how hot the stove is. This is all 304 stainless steel. Generally, they recommend not using the pipe oven if you're not baking. They want you to remove it, but I don't know how that would even be possible once this baby is kicking. You can see right now, it's currently 200 degrees. But what I do normally when I'm not baking rather, I just leave this open like that. And it radiates more heat. And you can see the glass on the door there, the window now, is the same as the glass on the Winnerwell Nomad oven itself. It does have these 3 little settings here. A little closer here so you guys can see. Excuse me. There's these 3 little settings here on the damper here. You can control it. Now, this is stainless steel, so that being said, it is going to discolor over a little bit of time, but that's not a big deal. The stove lights up very well. and it drafts very well. I only use some cardboard and a couple pieces of fire starter wood, and got it going 5 minutes. Now I've used this to heat a 10 by 12 hot tent. It didn't do very well, but for like a 10-foot round dome tent, like this is a hub style hot tent, this one does really well as far as heating. But this tent itself sleeps about 6 without a wood stove, and 4 with the disco beds. I've had 6 in here already. Disco bed double here and a disco bed double on that side, and then one where I'm sitting here. And we still had enough room for a TV back here in the corner. Yeah, TV, we're glamping. And a kitchen, little kitchen area behind here. Now, it is nice with the hot tent stove located in the center, pretty much on to one side here, and there is 2 doors. 2 doors, they're big D doors, and there's a door guard lever. You can like yank that down and make the door a little tighter. But this is an insulated tent, and I am 6'1", and I can stand up here no problem. You can see my hands, you know, pretty high up here. I can walk around the entire tent without whacking my head in anything. And for you guys looking for a good hot tent, good 4-season tent, I definitely recommend the Nordic Legend here. This is the Aurora. So this is a 6-sided octagon hub tent. And you pull these things out like that. It works pretty good. You guys can see the amount of room in here. I got a coffee table in here and a little sofa. 2 end tables. Even put some lights in there and light up plants. Got some chairs. 4 chairs in here. I'll take a step outside here because it's getting rather warm in here. You can see it has nice doors here. Pull the doors open. As you can see, pretty cool, right? I like the color scheme on this tent. And it does have snow skirts and a place to put ice anchors. And it has these little pockets here that these straps, the tie-down straps, actually get tucked in here. It has some reflective taping here. You can see there's quite a few stakeout points. I have stakeout points all over the place. It's pretty windy here. Has removable PVC windows. And what I did was bought some screen and some Velcro, and seam sealed some Velcro onto some screen. And then when it's nice out, I pop these out and I put screen windows in there. You can see how the top of the stove jack is in this tent. Has a silicone ring, and you can remove that, replace it with a different one if your pipe is a little wider. And I'm using the Winnerwell pipe, so it's only about 2.5 inches. It is starting to rain here. You guys can see the top of the hub. I like this tent. This tent's pretty fun. It does leak. I mean, it's basically like an ice fishing shanty. They all pretty much leak. Kicking out some heat out of this air vent here. There is 2 vents. They pop up. There is the second door. The Nordic Legend guy here. You guys can see how the zippers are. Zippers are tucked behind these little pieces here, and they are YKK zippers. So you can just like pull these with pretty much ease. Now it does snag a little bit on these flaps right here. Like if you're not careful, you guys can see. There's this piece of Velcro here, and the Velcro sticks onto there. If you want to open this up, you give that a yank, stick it on there, it'll hold the door open. And you guys can see the other door is pretty big. And like I said, right now, we've just been using it for hanging out. This is summertime now officially, and we're not really hot tenting too much anymore. I mean, I guess technically you could use your hot tent stove in June if you're crazy or really, really cold, but it's basically our setup for this one right now. It's cool to hang out in, gives the kids something to do. Now we currently have it at our new location here, right next to our pool. I have a couple other tents up right now we're testing that are 4-season hot tents as well, and we're doing a thorough review on them here. Every so often, we like to test them out in different seasons. Make sure you guys are getting the best review we can possibly give you, so you know the ins and outs of them. But other than this thing leaking a little bit, the hubs, I mean, when it rains heavy, obviously these are Velcro. These ain't designed for summertime and rain. So this does get wet. Okay, the fabric does get wet. It's like a denier. And rain does leak in around the hubs here, around these bolts here. And it leaks in around the bottom of the windows. So, you know, you have to be prepared for that. You can see it's not that much of a tripping hazard here. These do zip down pretty low, maybe 4 inches or so. You could leave this open. I've left this open in wintertime. Both doors. We're using the Winnerwell here. See, it's not that hard on my mind there. It's about, I'd say, 90 degrees in here right now, and I had the doors standing open, and you guys can see the glow of the pipe oven there. See the heat coming up through it. You can see that bad boy's glowing. I'm gonna close this window in the back here. See, there's these little tabs of Velcro on each side. And I'm gonna close these so you guys can see how hot the Winnerwell stove gets. This bad boy is glowing. I have this open full out. Now you don't have to run this full out like this. Most stoves, they don't recommend you doing this with, but the Winnerwell Nomad is designed to not deform. And this thing can handle the heat. Now, this has anti-scald handles, but I already know how hot this thing is. It's over 1,000 degrees right now. And I'm going to turn it back with these Winnerwell poker here. Push that back a little bit. Snuff this fire, let it cool down a little bit. Right now I'm trying to dry everything out in here because it did rain past couple days. I had some stuff to burn, and I figured why not. Let's go in here and give you guys a review here quick. Oh, this is the Solar Wilder fireproof mat now. Now you don't need a stove mat, but I recommend using them if you have like a hot tin and you don't want it burned, or if you're worried about burning the grass. Like right now it's this summer and the grass is wet, but this thing puts off a lot of heat and I don't want to burn the ground. Okay, so basically what we're doing is I'm using this mat here. This is a $20 mat. Solar Wilder makes it. You get them on Amazon. You can stake it down, which is pretty nice. And it keeps all your hot embers and your fire from, or place, you know, from melting everything in here. Like I have full mats under here. Another trick we use in hot tinning, foam puzzle mats. Throw these bad boys in. You can use them for ice fishing, insulate the floor a little bit, or use them for hot tinning. You can set your tent right up on top of that. Generally, I don't put them near the stove. I stack my wood behind it, and it dries everything out. You can see it's now cooling down a little bit. Check out that window there. That's pretty cool. Now, this does have an integrated grate you can lift out, which is pretty nice. And this is all 304 stainless steel. I've never had any problems with it. No smoke leaking around the pan there. You can take that off. Like I said, you can take that off. You can remove that, and you can use it for like direct cooking, like if you're using a cast iron pan, roasting marshmallows, something like that. Works just fine. No smoke goes out, the smoke comes up through here. But I am dying. It is very, very warm in here right now. I'm going to close this up here once and see what the temperature says. What this says here. Ooh, that puppy's hot. See if that gauge starts to move here for us a little bit. There we go. We're 150 degrees right now and climbing. You guys can see in the glare here. Oh yeah, look, there it's going up. 200 degrees almost now. But you can get this bad boy really, really hot. And this will all come apart just the way it's supposed to when you're done. All these pipes, minus the pipe oven itself, pack up inside the Winnerwell stove here. Whew. There we are. We're way over 200 now and climbing, but like I said, the only warping you'll see is if you leave this door closed and there's nothing in here. So I generally, you guys see it pop open, just leave the door open. Now I highly doubt you guys would be sitting in a hot tent in June like I am currently, but if you do, and here's it very cold maybe, it's very warm in here now. I mean, it's very warm. You guys can see the setup now. These do come in a large size, which the pipe oven is a little bigger, and obviously the stove's a little bigger. But yeah, this is my 6-month review of the Winnerwell stove, Nomad, size medium, and the Winnerwell pipe oven. Now I also have the water tank. We'll have to put that on there at some point. I'll show you guys what that does. And the water tank basically gives you about 2.3 liters of hot water on demand. So if you're camping with kids and you need some ramen noodles, say, or some macaroni and cheese, some hot coffee, and you don't feel like putting a pot on there, and you want to increase the cooking surface, you can use the water tank. Plus, technically, you could put a coffee pot on top of the pipe oven like we've done a few times and boil your water for coffee. But yeah, see you guys in a little bit. We're going to be coming back to you with a whole bunch of new reviews here shortly as we get more settled into the new campsite here, the new clubhouse location here. We are now currently located at 54 Mill Road in Klingerstown, PA. It's actually a little village called Hepler, but our address is Klingerstown. We are about 15 minutes from Higgins, 15 minutes from Shamokin City, Northumberland County, right off 125. You guys want to come check out some gear, come join the club, have a nice talk with us, learn something good, come watch a movie on a Saturday night. We have a complete setup here. And we do nature talks, and kids are always welcome. And like I said before, you know, a day spent outdoors is not a day wasted. So you guys have a good one. Peace.